Welcome to Spring Kickoff, everyone. Before we begin, let's make some new friends. Can everyone look to the person behind you and then in front of you and introduce yourself? All right. Hopefully that was enough time to introduce yourself. Now, everyone's made 2 new friends. Wow. All right, so without a further ado, I'll start with a quick introduction. My name is Stanley. I am the president of ACM. I am a 4th-year cognitive science major studying specialization in design and interaction, and my pronouns are he, him, his. Let's get started. First off, what does ACM stand for? ACM stands for the Association for Computing Machinery. We're everything around coding, design, and innovation, and we're open to all majors and different backgrounds. We host over 200 events every single year, spanning stuff like AI workshops all the way to recreating Squid Game. But before we talk about the up-and-coming events that we have for Spring Quarter, I'd like to rewind a little bit and talk about the events we had this past year. So in fall of this year, we had a workshop with gear across blockchain, and through winter and fall, we also had some online events. So whether you attended all of our events online or in person, we appreciate that you came out and support us all across the way. In winter, we also had some BitByte events, such as our Squid Game event hosted by Jacob Lin. Jacob Lin! All right. Which eventually led up to our allocation as well. So hope everyone had a fun time across all those events. I'll introduce Shirley next to talk about our up-and-coming events this spring.
Hello, I'm Shirley. I am this year's VP membership. I'm a 3rd year in Math CS, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And we have a lot of fun upcoming events for you guys this year, or this quarter. So the first one is ACM Hikes at Rose Canyon. This will be Sunday, April 3rd. We will be meeting here at the bus stop, and then we'll be busing over to Rose Canyon. If you attended our previous hiking events, it'll be something similar to that, and it'll be really fun and relaxing. And then the next one is a collaboration with IEEE. We'll be doing a tie-dye social at Warren Bear on Wednesday. And this is going to be, everything's going to be provided for you, the shirt, the tie-dye, and everything. And you just have to come, chill, hang out with us, meet people from IEEE, and have a good time. And then next is getting into research, which will be Thursday. And we're going to have a bunch of student panelists talk about their experiences in research at UCSD and how you can get into research. And they'll be answering your questions. So if you're interested in researching at UCSD, I would highly recommend going to this event. Next, we have our DI scavenger hunt, which the final date will be April 8th on Friday. So it'll span the entire week next week. And then on April 8th, if you finish finding all of the locations, which include like resource centers and other areas that you can get help from, then you can come meet us and we'll give you a prize. And finally, we have a dodgeball tourney. This is happening Saturday, April 8th. This will be off campus. Yeah, if you want to come hang out with us, throw some balls at other ACM members, have a good time. And I'm going to talk about some of our bigger events that are going to be happening at the end of this quarter. The first one is the highly anticipated beach bonfire. Wow! Last quarter, we sent out a census asking what socials you guys wanted to see us do. And we had so many responses saying that you guys wanted a beach bonfire, so we were doing it this quarter. It'll be May 7th at La Jolla Shores, so come out and chill with us. We'll also be hosting a banquet on May 15th. That'll be upstairs in the forum. This will just be recapping the entire quarter, or the entire year actually, and we'll also be introducing the next year's board members and just having a good time and socializing with each other. And finally, we have the town hall event, which will be happening May 20th, and this will be where the members can give feedback to us on what we can improve on for next year. So yeah, come out if you have anything you want to tell us. And finally, if you're kind of overwhelmed by all the events right now, We do have a calendar, acmurl.com/calendar, where you can add all these events into your Google Calendar. But also, we implemented a new thing into our main website, which is acmuc.com/events. If you only want to add specific events to your calendar, you can go to each of the events on this website and click the little calendar button, and it'll add that specific website into your calendar. And finally, we have our YouTube channel at acmurl.com/YouTube. This is basically if you miss an event, like a workshop, and you want to see what happened, what they learned about, you can go to this YouTube page and rewatch the streams. So I'm going to bring it to Tristan, who's going to talk about our ACM community.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tristan, and I am the current VP of External. My major is Cognitive Science, and I'm a second-year transfer. So let's talk about all of you, the community, next. So first things we got to talk about is, it's not something I want to talk about, but it's something we should talk about, and that is the ACM report form. If you ever feel uncomfortable or unsafe in our community, please make sure to submit a report form so we can take action, or if you prefer, ping one of the moderators on Discord. This is for any event related to ACM, so never be afraid to submit a reform, no matter how small, and we will do our best to resolve the situation. But let's go ahead and move on to a lighter tone. How many of you are on our Discord? Give me a raise of hands. All right, I see a lot of raised hands, but I still see a lot of people not raising their hands. So if you are not already on our Discord, I want you to pull your phone out, and I want you to type in acmurl.com/discord and jump right in. You'll join our awesome community, and we don't bite here. We do have bits, but we'll talk about that later. So make sure to grab your roles and introduce yourself in the introductions channel so that we can all say hi to you. But before you do that, we do have one thing to talk about, and that is the rules. So I know we already talked about the report form, but we do have some explicit rules in a Discord community. We want to make sure that our Discord community is just as safe as in real life, so make sure to read through these rules and follow them. If you have any questions, concerns, or even feedback, please feel free to ping the app moderators in our Discord server, and they can answer any questions or any concerns that you may have. And finally, let's talk about the Spring Banner Design Competition. So you may have noticed that in the top left of our Discord server, we have a banner. Currently, it's showing the kickoff graphic, but it can be all yours, and the greatest part is you get to win membership points and bragging rights. We haven't introduced membership points yet, but you can buy some merch with those, so stay tuned. This banner you see right here is actually designed by a fellow ACM member named Soo-Hun Hung, and they were our winter banner competition winner. They won 25 membership points and bragging rights for the whole quarter with evidence to back it up. So definitely jump into the spring design competition, where the only two rules are you must use the ACM logo, the white logo right there in the middle, and it must be 16 by 9 or 1920 by 1080 if you prefer that in pixels. For any other details, go ahead and follow this link right here, acmurl.com/springbanner. And you will have until Wednesday of next week to submit a banner, and then I'll let the community vote, and we'll pick the banner that everyone votes for and put it in that corner. So good luck, and next is Steven with membership.
Hi, everyone. My name's Steven. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a fourth-year computer science major, and I'm vice president of development for ACM. So now that you've gotten to know a bit more about what ACM has to offer, let's talk about how you can become a part of ACM. So if you visit our main website at acmucsd.com, you can view upcoming events and view some of the programs ACM has to offer, like the Bit Byte Big Little program, as well as our quarterly projects program, which we'll talk about in a little bit. If you click the member login button in the top right, you'll be taken to our membership portal, which you saw earlier as you were checking in. Here, you can get points for checking into different events. You can get more points by attending events, climb the leaderboard, and compete with your friends in both yearly and all-time leaderboards. And you can flex how active you are in ACM. You can also use these points to purchase ACM merchandise, such as frisbees, pens, pencils, stickers, t-shirts, and more. Last quarter, we introduced the ACM store, and so far we've had 5 pickup events, 88 fulfilled orders, and 190 fulfilled items. We'll have plenty more opportunities this quarter to earn points to buy merch, as well as opportunities to pick the merch up. And now I'll hand it over to William to talk about ACM projects.
All right, hello. So I'm William. I'm currently the VP Projects. And so our merch store took a very long time to make, over a year in the making, as a matter of fact. And so this took a lot of effort, a lot of learning as well among our board members. And so if you'd like to take your first step towards gaining more skills in a wide array of fields, you could consider ACM Projects. Well, what is ACM Projects? ACM Projects is our quarterly long project system in which you'll be using and learning a wider range of technologies to build a project with a team over the course of the quarter. You'll have mentors, and you'll be able to present your project at the end of the quarter as well. If you'd like to see an example of what kinds of projects are being made, you can check out our project showcase next Tuesday, April 5th at 5 p.m. at Henry Boca Room, which is on the second floor of Jacobs Hall, where all of our projects teams over the last quarter will present their projects and what they've done so far. Our projects span a wide range of topics, from software engineering to machine learning to entrepreneurship. So if you'd like to check it out, be sure to apply today. The application is open at acmurl.com/projects-app. It is open until Wednesday night next week. And with that, I'll be passing it off to Stanley to introduce our ACM communities.
So with so many things across ACM, it may feel like it's a really, really big place. Well, that's why we created ACM communities. ACM communities is a home for the different niches and specialties you may have. And so without further ado, I'm going to announce or introduce Stone and Edward for ACM AI.
I always want to do that. All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Stone. I am the current president of ACM AI. I'm at Marshall College, a third year. Oh, can everyone hear me? Okay. I'm president, Marshall College, third year, computer science and cognitive science major. He, him, his.
Yeah, hi. My name is Edward. I'm the director of operations for ACM AI, and my pronouns are he, him, his.
All right, let's get started. So what is ACM AI? ACM AI is a community dedicated to cultivating a group of enthusiasts, researchers, practitioners, people who just love AI at UCSD. We want to cultivate connections within and connections without. Whether you're a beginner or researcher or someone who's super advanced at AI, you can find your niche here. We strive to ensure that anyone has access to the best resources possible to learn AI, work on AI, work with others on AI at ACM AI. And like the rest of ACM AI, like the rest of ACM, we definitely don't discriminate. Whatever major you're from, whatever background you come from, we welcome everyone. Now, we are the perfect place to engage in AI for a lot of reasons. For one, we are the largest AI organization on campus based on Discord members. And we do a lot of things that are much different from other orgs. One of the biggest things that we focus on is accessibility and lowering the barriers of entry. Edward will talk about those later in our competitions and workshops. So some of the things we do is having code of explanations, lots of public code, and trying to make AI as fun as possible through interesting seminars, a ton of memes. You can look at all the different faces at the bottom right, and many other things. So some past events that we've hosted include machine learning with music, and seminars hosted by other distinguished professors at our school. We've also hosted a number of different AI competitions. This is a hide-and-seek competition that we ran a couple years ago. We've also ran competitions on neural network modeling and our own custom games. So if you're interested in any of these, stick around and listen to Edward.
Yeah, so hi again. My name is Edward, and I'm going to be talking about what's going on this quarter. Okay, so what's going on this quarter, we're going to be hosting a natural language processing series, I think between week 7 and week 9. We're going to be going over like the basic tokenization, how to pre-process your data, and lead up to basically making your own Twitter recommender system. Yeah, and then we're going to also be releasing a little bit of like a small competition, small friendly competition that you can be competing with your friends on who makes the most real-life sounding human chatbot. And in addition to this, we're going to be hosting a series of seminars for how to get into research. We're talking about a lot of our board members are in research, and we're going to talk about our experiences, some things that we did right, some things that we did wrong, and like what's the most effective, most straightforward way to get into that. While we do that, we're going to also be hosting a lot of AI competitions, AI projects, and also AI socials, which are pretty fun, and I think it'll be really engaging for you to just like go and chill with people. No prior experience necessary. You just need to know basic Python and NumPy. And so to start off with, I guess we should first talk about what's unique about our competition platform. And what's unique is that we're really trying to make it highly accessible, have a low barrier of entry, and also make it made by students for students. So kind of like whatever y'all are interested in, we're going to make a competition about that. And you don't need to, as I mentioned before, you don't really need to know any AI to start. And in fact, we've kind of made it so that it's like you're going to do like 2 clicks and make your first submission. You probably should modify a little bit to get a higher score, but 2 clicks is enough. And there's no really complicated registration process that a lot of other orgs do for their platforms. So yeah, 2 clicks, and you're good. And so this is like one of the competitions that we're going to talk about, which is our neural network modeling competition, which finally is getting a rerun. And what this competition is that we're going to effectively create like a really high-dimensional sort of equation. And what you want to do is be able to kind of like model this equation using a neural network or any other methods. What we wanted to do, what we did differently for this quarter is that we made it much higher dimensional and along with different tracks. And what these tracks are is that although you can use deep learning and other like neural networks to solve this problem, there's also other ways like linear regression. And so basically, we just open it up to a lot of different fields. Different people will try different ways to kind of like solve it. I mean, the most optimal ways to figure out the function, but you can try doing that yourself. Along with this, we're going to host a little bit more non-mathy, more fun, more interactive competition called our PvP AI pool competition, where, well, you could build a bot to basically play pool with yourself or play pool against another bot. And I guess what's cool about this is that we made this pool environment ourselves, so then if you ever played like pool on your mobile phone, yeah, you can flex on your friends that you did pretty well on it. And so along with that, we also have like a project system. Yeah. And to get experience, like to just do these competitions, we are also mentoring projects that don't really require that much prior AI experience, just like basic programming and NumPy knowledge. It's mentored by a lot of our friendly board members, Stone and I, and some other people. You can see a little bit of like their faces on like the bottom of the thing. Yeah. These are some people that are probably going to mentor you. Yeah. And so these are some of the projects that we worked on before. One of them is like a Flappy Bird model. So this is not a human playing Flappy Bird. It's actually like a robot playing Flappy Bird. And I think some of the people are actually sitting over there who worked on it. So like a shout out to them. And last quarter, we also made a sort of like a GAN model that turns human faces into cats, and also vice versa, which you can also see. It's kind of like a cool system. We work on a lot of different fields. This is pretty cool. It's just to make a project that you're pretty proud of. Yeah. And then this is like some of the stuff that the board have been working on by ourselves. So yeah, we kind of know our stuff.
Okay. To add on to that point, what he's basically saying is our board is quite experienced. We've basically almost mentored each other, worked with each other to develop the kind of skills, and as a result, a lot of our board members actually have their own personal successes. And this is also just saying that our events are very, very well done. We teach things almost at a grad level, if you want to. But in addition to that, we're also very interested in hearing things from you guys. We want to find new people to join our board to help make our events, run competitions, design new things, propose new ideas. If you're interested in AI, even if you only know just a little bit, we highly recommend you to apply. We really, really love passionate people. Regardless of your experience, you can always train that in the future. So we're looking for lots of event leads. These applications are all rolling at the moment, so just apply and we'll look at it. There's also social leads. We're looking for people to help build our community by hosting fun social events. And we're also looking for developers to help build our competition platform, our website, and lots of other cool projects. Lastly, just to make sure to stay connected, if you haven't joined the AI Discord, we have a separate Discord for our own community at acmurl.com/AIDisc. This will be posted around everywhere, so you won't lose this link. And now I'm going to hand it over to ACM Hack.
Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Shravan. I'm a third-year CS major. pronouns he, him, his, and today I'm here to tell you a little bit about what ACM Hack has to offer for this quarter. So for a brief overview of what ACM Hack is, we are ACM's very own software engineering community. So we host tons of technical workshops covering many concepts in software engineering of all various different skills. So we teach workshops on like learning how to code, or learning how to deploy a web application, or even learning how to write industry standard code. So we have workshops for all people of all different experiences. So if you've never written a single line of code before, or if you've done a ton of internships but want to up your game in the tech industry and everything, then we got workshops for you. So let's see what we have for this quarter. So we're focusing on 3 main workshops for this quarter. The first one is called Hack.Py, which is our very own Python bootcamp. So this is aimed to beginners who do not have experience or have very little experience with the Python programming language. I'll talk a little more about this in the next slide, but that's a workshop series we have going on at ACM Hack. We are also continuing our Essence of Backend Engineering workshop series from fall quarter. So for those of you who are not familiar with Essence of Backend Engineering, this is a series started by myself aimed to help people learn more about what backend engineering is, and backend engineering, like different types of concepts like APIs, databases, distributed systems, stuff like that. So this is going to be the last quarter of our Essence of Backend Engineering series, and we'll be doing 2 intermediate to advanced level workshops on different technologies, and more on that in a few slides. Lastly, for this quarter, we do have a GraphQL workshop. So GraphQL is a very new technology that a lot of companies are starting to use in their tech stacks. So come through to this workshop if you want to learn a little bit about what GraphQL is and how to use GraphQL in your own web applications. Cool, so a little bit more about Hack.Py. So Hack.Py is a 2-length workshop series teaching the fundamentals of Python. So our first workshop is going to be next week on Thursday, and we'll be teaching the bare minimum fundamentals of Python. So we'll be teaching how to write Python variables, how to write if statements, for loops, print statements, all that kind of stuff. And we'll be building a bare minimum application in Python. So for those of you who have no programming experience and want to start writing some code in Python, or just interested in learning the language, highly recommend checking out this first workshop. And if that interests you, we also have a part 2, which is the week after on Tuesday, so week 3 Tuesday, and we'll be diving into more intermediate topics in Python, so stuff like functions, recursion, for loops, different types of logic, so we can start building a little more sophisticated applications. So yeah, again, if you are new to Python or new to programming and want to check out how programming in the Python language works, highly recommend checking out these 2 workshops. Cool, and then a little bit more about the Essence of Backend Engineering series. So like I mentioned, we have 2 intermediate to advanced level workshops for this series. So just to preface, you do not have to attend the previous workshops in Essence of Backend Engineering series to attend these. If you have some backend experience and just want to learn about these topics, you are welcome to attend. If you don't have any backend experience and just want to absorb as much as you can, you are also welcome to attend. There's no minimum requirement of entry. But that being said, our first workshop is going to be on week 3 Thursday, and it'll be on Docker. So Docker is a technology that is used across the industry in many back-end and front-end applications. So in this workshop, you'll learn a little bit about Docker, what Docker is, and how we can use Docker to speed up our development as a back-end engineer. And then lastly, in week 9, near the end of the quarter, we'll be doing an advanced workshop on distributed systems. So this workshop is going to take all the ideas we kind of learned in the previous workshops, or if you didn't attend those workshops, just a bunch of ideas in the realm of backend engineering, and put them all together to build a very sophisticated, well-architected application. So for those of you who do have more experience with software engineering, or for those of you who are just curious, definitely do attend this workshop. This is going to be one of the more advanced workshops we have for ACM Hack. So ACM Hack doesn't just do workshops. We do have a couple other things in our community. So besides our workshops, we do have a Discord. So you can join our Discord with this URL. We have a couple of things going on in our Discord. So first, we have, of course, announcements. We'll be pinging you all the time about our new events that we'll be hosting. So you can get up-to-date analysis on what events we're doing there. We also have a space for you to share your own projects or share opportunities for projects. So if you're working on a project and just want to share it with the community, you can do so in our Discord. You can also recruit people for a project you might want to do, because of course everyone in this Discord, or a lot of people in this Discord, want to up their game in the software engineering space. So they would be happy to work on projects with you. So if you want to start a project with some people, find some people to build a mobile application, do check out our Discord. You can drop any requests there. Last cool thing that we started last quarter is article discussions. So we have, what that is really is if you read an article about a technical article about Uber scaling their API to 1 billion users, or Twitter scaling their databases to 2 billion users, et cetera. If you read articles like those and you find them interesting, you can drop them in the article discussion chats, and we can have some discussion about these articles. There's already a couple articles in there from last quarter. You can also just read through them because other people post stuff. So I've been posting a couple things in the backend discussion, so you can read through those. We also have some front-end stuff going on. So if you're interested in learning passively more about software engineering, do check out the article discussions going on. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our community. Last note is board applications. So there'll be more slides on this later, but if you are someone who is interested in teaching other people software engineering, which is, trust me, it's a very fulfilling and fun responsibility, you can definitely apply to be an event host at ACM. So more on that later, but for those of you who are interested, those board applications will be opening soon. Alrighty, thanks for listening. I'll be passing off to Andy to talk about ACM Cyber.
Alrighty, y'all, how's it going? I'm Andy. I'm a second-year physics, going to be switching into CS, and I'm the president of ACM Cyber. I'm just going to take a little bit of your time to talk to you about who we are and what we do here at ACM Cyber. So first off, who are we? Well, in a nutshell, ACM Cyber is the largest computer security organization on campus, acting as a de facto home for those who wish to hone their hacking skills. We focus on exploring topics in cybersecurity, as well as being the #1 resource on campus for those looking to prepare for the cyber industry. We are not only the largest computer security organization on campus, but we're also one of the largest in the UC system. But what is it exactly that we do? Well, we have many programs designed to take you from a complete beginner hacker to an exploitation master, all while preparing you for a potential career in one of the hottest industries in tech. We host events every week, ranging from technical interactive workshops to Q&A panels with accomplished industry professionals, to seminars with illustrious guest speakers. From addressing some of the most prevalent and hot-button topics within cybersecurity, to scratching your curiosity on obscure and weird applications and aspects of hacking and cybersecurity, ACM Cyber has something for everyone. We've got 2 big events coming up. On April 11th, we've got our memory analysis workshop, and a week later, our former president and one of the founding members of ACM Cyber at UCSD, Aaron, will be giving his magnum opus workshop, Network Hacking, talking all about how the internet works and how you can exploit it. And the best way to learn is just to do. Join us in competing in CTFs, mostly weekly. As you get more familiar with the competitions themselves, you'll sharpen your hacking skills and learn more valuable things for the workplace. Coming up, we'll be competing in RITSEC CTF and TAMU CTF, hosted by Rochester Institute of Technology and Texas AMU, respectively. And if CTFs aren't your style, we've got you covered. We compete yearly in the Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition, last year's team pictured left, a yearly competition to simulate the real-world blue team defense on a large network against active malicious actors. Join our Discord to stay informed on all of the competitions and events we do throughout the year. On weeks we don't have a CTF, we usually hold workshops or trainings to keep your mind fresh and expose you to the challenges we've seen in the past. We try to develop a sense of community and camaraderie for like-minded people. So if you put in the time to develop your skills with your teammates, then you will all go far. A great way to build that camaraderie is to go to our socials. Getting to know each other and everyone else in the org will build connections and improve your teamwork skills with both friends and new people. Stay tuned on Discord for more info about future socials. The bottom line is, ACM Cyber will train you to become a better hacker and a more aware user in cyberspace. Well, that's almost all from me today, so thanks for listening. If you'd like to become a part of what makes us great, then you can apply to be a part of our Goon staff at acmurl.com/becomecyber. Applications open now. and close on April 8th at 11:59 p.m. Don't forget to drop into the heart of our community, our Discord server. That's acmurl.com/cyberdiscord. You can find us at all these social medias, so if you prefer that to Discord, then just pick whichever one you prefer and stick with it. But we got one more big thing in store for you, something vague and something I'm not supposed to say much about. I'd like to bring Aaron, the aforementioned Aaron, up to talk about it.
Hey, nerds. It is so good to be back in person, although holy crap, there's a lot of you. Okay, so thank you so much for coming. Just to set the stage a little bit here, last year, ACM Cyber hosted its first ever annual San Diego CTF competition. It was lit over the course of 48 hours and fully remote. We used bubblegum and duct tape to host 24 cyber challenges across 6 categories. We expected about 300 teams from on and off campus to participate. Instead, what happened was almost 800 participants joined across 550 teams. And 3 of them were among the top 10 best hacking teams in the world. They won. To put that into perspective, that makes us twice as large as, say, I don't know, Bestie Hacks? These competitors came from over 20 different countries. I had to ship prizes to India. Has anyone ever shipped to India before? It's so hard. My degree did not prepare me for this. Anyways, to keep up with the unexpected onslaught of players, we made over 3,000 code changes in less than 6 days leading up to the competition. So, you could say it's a passion project. You can probably tell where this is going. That is why I am extremely excited to announce our 2nd annual Sun God Festival. Nah, just kidding. You can't get tickets for that. It's San Diego CTF. Boo. Anyway, this event will take place on the weekend of week 5 of this spring quarter from May 6, 5 p.m. to May 8th, same time on that Sunday. A full 48-hour competition. Because we hate ourselves and love you, this year we created over 50 challenges spread across 8 hacking categories. That's over twice as many if you've been paying attention, as well as more challenges targeted towards beginner hackers. This is our single largest event of the year, and we encourage participation from all ACM communities, from all of UCSD, and apparently from teams across the entire world. You can visit our website, sdc.tf, we're proud of that one, for more information and to pre-register for more details as we draw closer to the main event. In the meantime, we can say that even if you have participated in a Capture the Flag competition before, this competition will be unlike anything you have ever experienced. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Praneet, and I'm a 3rd-year computer science major. I'm the current president of ACM Innovate, and I'm here to give you all some updates on what Innovate has planned for spring quarter. Before I get into that, I just want to briefly introduce ACM Innovate for any new members we might have in the audience. So ACM Innovate is an ACM community that is focused on entrepreneurship and startups in the world of technology. So we host workshops and speaker events, each of which sort of covers a different aspect of entrepreneurship. And together we hope that these events will help you all as members begin to sort of bridge the gap between business and technology. So for this quarter, for our workshops, we're having 2 upcoming workshops. The first is actually next Wednesday. It's going to be raising money for your startup. And then the second one is 2 weeks following that, which is startup growth. These 2 workshops are effectively going to wrap up our workshop series that we've been holding throughout this year. Each workshop sort of covers a major step in building a startup. And so we started in fall quarter with things like building a team, building a prototype, and so now we're getting to these later stages of a startup. If you missed any of those previous workshops and you are interested in seeing what they had to offer, you can always check out the recordings at our YouTube page, or acmurl.com/innovate-youtube. So these are where all the future recordings are also going to be posted as well, in case you can't come to an event. For our speaker events this quarter, we're going to be having 2 speakers, one in week 6 and one in week 7. Our first speaker in week 6 is going to be Alex Bates, and he's the founder of SkyMiner. SkyMiner is an AI-powered human capital intelligence platform, essentially helping companies try to optimize their workforces and who they hire. Our second speaker is going to be Cindy Lin, and she's the co-founder and CEO of Hey Social Good. That's a platform that helps to verify and promote companies that have good social practices, whether that's environmental practices, data practices, things like that. So those are going to be our 2 speakers for this quarter. In addition to our events, we're also going to be having Innovate projects again this quarter. So if you saw our previous quarter kickoff, this slide should look familiar to you. But essentially, Innovate projects is going to allow you as participants to form a team and go through some of the major steps in building a startup. Obviously, they're going to be simplified so that we can fit it into a 10-week span. But these are some of the steps that you're going to cover, including establishing team roles, building an MVP, talking to users, and then iterating on your MVP before pitching it. So I also want to stress that this project system is going to be open to everyone, so you don't need any particular technical skill or previous entrepreneurship skill or anything like that in order to apply. So we encourage all of you, if you are interested, to definitely apply. Lastly, I want to mention that we're going to be putting a little more emphasis on social events this quarter. So some of the social events that we have planned include like a Yoga World social, movie nights, game nights, and more events similar to that. So all of these events are going to basically give you a more casual setting to meet one another and develop connections within ACM Innovate. Now, if all of this sounds interesting to you, I want to encourage you all to join the Innovate Discord at acmurl.com/innovate-discord. This is going to be like a central place where you can find all the announcements for events, workshop speaker events, social events, all that. And I also want to mention that this Discord server is where we're going to post our Innovate board application when that opens up. So if you're interested in joining ACM Innovate board, be sure to join this Discord server so you can stay up to date on that application timeline. Right now, we're planning to open the application probably beginning of week 3, the Sunday at the beginning of week 3. But just join the Discord server so that you can get up to date on that. All right, with that, I want to hand it off to Anthony so he can talk about ACM design.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anthony. I'm actually a content creation director for ACM, not ACM Design President. But I'm here on behalf of ACM Design. I'm a second-year cog-sci major. My pronouns are he, him, his. And yeah, so you're probably wondering what ACM Design is. It's a community bridging the gap between the designer and the developer, or designers and developers. Oh. So why join? So you can see here there's a lot of tools of a designer. And you can see, for example, there's Figma, affinity mapping, lo-fi designs. And to some of you, it might seem kind of unfamiliar, and you probably have never heard of them before, and that's totally okay. ACM Design is about exploring these tools, whether you're a designer or a developer. We're here to sharpen your user-centered design skills. So what's coming up? Well, we're barely getting started, and we have an excellent social coming up. Egg hunting at the Warren Bear. So basically, ACM Design is hosting a social to meet other designers as well as developers at the Warren Bear. And yeah, so check that out week 3. And so you're probably wondering, like, that's it? Well, no. Week 6, we're hosting a workshop where you'll learn how to hand off your designs to developers. You'll learn about efficient collaboration and effective communication. Currently, ACM Design doesn't have any forms of contact. We don't have any like Discord servers or anything like that. But be on the lookout on our newsletters or announcements. So yeah, I guess that's it for design. I'd like to introduce Stanley next to have some final words. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you to all the communities for presenting. Once again, you can join as many communities as you want by simply attending events, being active in their Discord, and participating in their various programs. Now, I'd like to talk about ACM elections. ACM elections happen every single year in spring, and it's a great way to impact hundreds, if not thousands, of students at UCSD. You can teach both technical and social workshops and events that enhance their skills in various topics. You can have fun with an ACM and come out to our annual winter retreat. And just develop a network and community of lifelong friends at UCSD. I can say that from my personal experience that the people at ACM and within ACM board have impacted me like no other organization that I have ever joined. So apply now at acmurl.com/elections. All the information will be there, and all the different deadlines will be there as well. So we have various positions all the way from executive to regular board members due the following weeks from now. Now, I'd like to wrap it up by talking about our Instagram giveaway. So we have a few art exhibits on the left and right of the room. We have a photo booth on the left, and on the right, you can write anything you want on this public-facing ACM board. All you have to do is create an Instagram post. If you're private, feel free just to DM ACM UCSD. But create an Instagram post, tag ACM UCSD, and use the hashtag ACM Spring 22 to win a Ghirardelli gift basket. Wow. All right, so that almost wraps up ACM Kickoff. But before we leave, we have food now. Who's hungry in the audience? Who wants boba? Wow. All right. So here's how it's going to work. All right. So we are going to have the room layout such as this. So you'll be lining up on the left side of the room, and we'll have networking tables after you get your food in the back. So ACMAI, can you hold up your sign? ACMAI. Woo. ACM Hack, can you hold up your sign? Let's go. ACM Innovate. Innovate. And lastly, but not least, we have ACM Cyber. So get your food and then go out to the tables and ask any questions. If you have any questions for ACM General, feel free to come to the front. Please hand over your tickets once you get your food. If you haven't checked in yet, go to members.acmucsd.com and use check-in code ACM Spring 2022. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to get a picture. Oops. No, it's GG. No, it's GG. It's GG. That's wrong.